Hello and welcome back to the course on Dart programming. Till now, we have discussed some basic operations in Dart like arithmetic operations, variable declarations, logical operations and input-output. Now, I will be discussing a very important concept in any programming language called conditional statements. These are very common in programming, used for executing a piece of code based on a condition. It's nothing but if and else statements in any programming language, the ternary operators, which is a famous one, and after that we are having a switch case statement. Alright, so let's get started. Now I am here in my favorite code editor and I will be creating a new file inside our folder called dart_course, and the file name will be conditionals.dart, and this file will be used throughout this video. So as an entry point of our application, first of all I will be defining a main function, and inside this main function I will be writing the code. So first of all I will define a variable a and another variable b, and I am giving it some hard-coded values, and I am using the if-else statement first. And if I am applying a condition here, if a is less than b, so I will be printing a is less than b. Or after that I'll be applying an else condition, and I will be printing a statement a is not less than b. These are the two statements. This statement will be executed when this condition will be true, which means this block will be executed when this condition will be true, and if this is false, then this else block will be executed. Alright, let me save the program and see what the output is. So for that I will be running a command called dart conditionals.dart. So you can see that I am getting an output a is less than b, which is true. Why? Because I have defined a variable a which is equal to 10 and b which is equal to 20. So this is the if else statement. Now what I will be doing is let me remove these hard-coded values and define the variables directly. Now I will be taking the user input here, and this is a use case of a user input, how to take integer inputs from the user. So I will be prompting to the user enter first number, and after that I will be taking it into a number called or else I will be assigning it, and what I will be doing here is I will be using again the stdin. For that I have to import the dart.io package here, and after that I will be writing stdin.readLineSync. Now here you can see that it's an error. Why it's an error? Because this stdin.readLineSync will take string as an input. Now and here the variable is an integer type. So this is how we can what to do to resolve this error. I have to parse this string into an integer value. Alright, for that I'll be using this int.parse function. This is an integer data type, and I am parsing the string input to the integer data type, and I am assigning it to an integer variable. And after that I will be using this enter second number, and after that I will be assigning it to again int.parse and stdin.readLineSync. These four lines will be taking two numbers as an input in our case, and I will be using this if-else statement to prompt to the user. And along with this I can also use this string interpolation discussed in the last video in order to print the values defined inside these variables. Now I am using this string concatenation string interpolation, and if I run this program, you can see that I have not saved that. If I run this program, and now it's asking for the first number, let me give the first number 100, and it's asking for the second number, let me give it 23. So you can see that 100 is not less than 23. This is what the output is. Now let me change the output is more than 23. Now if I run the program again, and you can see that it will ask me, and if I give this, you can see that 100 is more than 23. So in our case we are taking the input and we are comparing both the numbers, and if the first number is less than the second number, then this if block is executed, else the else block is executed. Now there is another term called else if block. Now here we can use this else if block, and we can again define a condition if a equals b, in that case. This is known as if else ladder. If else ladder. Now how does it work? I will explain just a second. Equal to $. Alright, so here you can see that I have defined a if condition. Now if this if condition is false, the program will go to the else if condition and check whether this condition is true or not. If this is false, then it will go to the else block. So this looks like a ladder. So this is why this is known as if else ladder. If I run the program again, sorry, I have not saved that. Let me save the program and run it again and see what happens. Now if I give the 29 and 29, now you can see that 29 is equal to 29. So else if block is here executed. Alright, now after this if else statement, there is an important and very handy operator called ternary operator, and as the name suggests, there are 3 operands in this operator, which is why it is known as ternary operator. Now what we can do here is we can define a variable so we have defined a variable which is nothing but a result, and here what I can do is I can give a condition, and there is a question mark here, and after that I will be giving it A is less than B, and here is the A is more than B. So here you can see that there are 3 operands. The first one is a condition. And there is a question mark here, and after that we are having a statement, and there is a colon here, and after that we are having another statement. So what does it signify? If this condition is true, then it will execute the first statement, and if this condition is false, then this will execute the second statement. This ternary operator is very handy when it comes to write code. When the conditions are very simple, then you can directly write here instead of this if else ladder. So I will print the result, and let me save the file and run again and see what happens. 12:34. So you can see that A is less than B. This is printed here. This is the output that I am expecting. This is due to this ternary operator. Now after this ternary operator, there is another important block known as switch case block, which is very important and almost defined in every programming language. So for defining a switch case, I have to write this switch keyword, and I have to give some condition here. So let me ask the user first. Let me prompt a message, enter your choice, and the user will enter his or her choice here, and let me take the input. Var input equals to int dot parse, and this will be so here what I am doing is I am taking the input, the choice of the user. So here what I am doing is I am taking the user's choice, and according to that choice I will be giving the output to the user, or I will be executing the statement according to the choice of the user. This switch case is important when you are having various conditions. This if else ladder is important. You can use the if else if statements, but when it comes to a large number of conditions, then you can use this switch case. This is very handy. All right. Now after that I will be writing this, I am using this switch, and I am writing this input. Now here is a case. Now if this now I will be copying and pasting, because yeah, so this is case 1, this will be case 2, and here it will be case 2, and after that this will be case 3, this will be case 3. After that I will be having a case 4. Case 4 is chosen. After that a break statement. Now I am having this case 5. I will be writing print case 5 is chosen, and a break statement here, and there is a default case, which will be invalid choice. All right, so this is the switch case syntax. So what it does is it will take this input as a parameter, and using this parameter it will execute with the specific case. Let me run the program and show you how it works. I'll save the file and I'll run the program. Here you can see that enter the first number. Sorry, first I should comment out all the above code here. Now I'll run the file and it's again asking about enter the first number. Sorry, I haven't saved that. If I run the file and it asks me about enter your choice, and if I enter 3, it's giving that case 3 is chosen. Why is it so? Because it's taking the input and I have given the 3 as an input, and it will run the case, it will run the corresponding case based on the input. Now if I use this, if I enter the any case apart from all these 5 cases, let me enter 10. So it will give me an invalid choice because I have defined a default case here. This default case is used whenever all the other cases are not satisfied, then this default case is used. So this is how this switch case statement works in Dart programming. The syntax is similar to other programming languages like C, C++, and Java, but we have to discuss all these concepts here. This is all about the conditional statements and Dart programming. Till the next time, goodbye.